21, the legal age in Texas. I've learned the hard way, but now it's a movie about playing cards.
Well, the legal age to drink, you can 17 and up is the legal age for what you were thinking about.
Yeah.
Damn, I went lower than I thought.
Yeah, just like the white-winged dove. Sounds like she's singing.
I don't get it, but
The name of that song is Edge of 17.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit laughing. Like,
You're like,
she's singing.
who?
Yeah.
Said who?
Damn it.
That's the national anthem of pedophiles.
Stevie Nicks song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wish he was there when I got busted. But anyway, so this is a movie about playing blackjack.
Counting
And-
cards.
Counting cards, yeah.
Not the first movie to deal with the subject, to be sure, but the newest one.
Well, we had Rain Man.
Right.
Yes.
I know I've seen other movies of this ilk. I remember seeing one with Michael David Krumholtz.
Crumhole.
Yeah, David Krumholtz on FX. About
Who the hell is that?
he's one of those guys, you've seen him in a million things.
Character actors.
Yeah.
He sounds like a villain. Crumhold.
I know.
Krumholtz in like a Harry Potter movie or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Professor Krumholtz.
But, you know, I mean, story about somebody too young going to Vegas, counting cards, you know, beating the system until the system beats them down.
And beats the shit out of him, too.
Because you always got some mob guys or some casino owners with a bat that takes your ass in the back and beats the shit out of you.
Which is pretty much the plot of this movie. The twist being A, it's based on a true story, and B, the basic setup is that these are people who go to, what is it, MIT?
Yeah.
Okay, and so they're really brilliant students, and the one newest, most brilliant student who we saw in Across the Universe, if anybody actually saw that, the lead character from that, I forget his name. What's the actor's name?
Jim Sturgis.
Jim Sturgis, who was the one good thing about that movie. He is the newest, brightest charmer in the math department, and Kevin Spacey is the teacher who notices him, pulls him aside and say, hey man, you want to come make some money with us in Vegas? And he's a good kid, so he doesn't necessarily want to, but then Kate Bosworth, you know, the girl that would be totally unattainable to a geek like him, is in there going, yeah baby, come on, why don't you come with us?
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. You knew Kevin Spacey pulled her aside and said, hey, go flash your ass a little bit in front of this dude and get his ass
Oh
over
yeah,
here.
and so of course it works. I mean, he's got to be like 18 or 19. There's no way in hell he wouldn't do anything to chase that tail across the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the drinking age in Las Vegas?
I don't think there is one.
Like 5?
Yeah.
Or something like
Yeah,
that?
they don't even check.
They
Yeah.
they check your bank account.
They got baby bottles in the bar. Just,
Yeah.
Ma'am, your baby thirsty? Yeah, give him this.
But suffice it to say, it's a rise and fall story. He goes over there, they start making lots of money, then things start not working out as well. He gets too big of a head. I mean, it's Goodfellas. It's you know, so many of these movies we've seen before, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like it for that reason exactly. And yeah, it is cliched. But you know what? It had a charm that worked on me nonetheless. And maybe it had a lot to do with the interplay between Sturgis and Kevin Spacey, who were both so good in this.
Well, it's kind of like Oliver Twist. You bring the innocent in, guarantee that he's going to get fed, get treated well, get all these riches, and then Kevin Spacey's like the Fagin of the group. He just turns out he's just using him.
You make him sound like a pimp.
Pretty much.
See, to control these MIT kids, you have to control their minds first.
Exactly. You don't slap Jim Sturgis around. You get into that bitch's mind.
It's higher education mixed with like a Vegas heist movie. Okay.
Well, the thing is, I mean, this movie to me is just like cliche on top of cliche on top of yet another cliche. Very predictable. I mean, even you who like the film the most out of us had to admit, even like in your description, had to admit like how many, you know, things it's doing, how many things it's done that we've seen before. I love Kevin Spacey, but he's pretty much sleepwalking through this role, doing the same thing he's done 100 times before, even better. It's like he's come out of retirement just only enough to do what he's always done so he can go back to spend his money in London.
No, fair enough. I mean, you make good points about all that, but you can't tell me you didn't laugh when you saw Lawrence Fishburne in The Eight Tricks, because he looked like he'd been eating a lot since last time he was in a movie.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Lawrence Fishburne kind of puffed up ever since that second Matrix.
Yeah.
It was just the first Matrix sequel.
He has been eating.
Yeah.
Eating and eating, because he is big now. He is Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Yeah, no, yeah. No, I mean, don't get me wrong. It fits well for this movie because when they talk about Lawrence Fishburne in this movie, you see nothing but head come out of the darkness. Like they got Jim Sturgis tied up and you know he's about to get beat down and you expecting to see a body come out. You see Lawrence Fishburne's head come out first because it's so huge.
Right, nothing but head and a gap between the teeth.
He literally plays the heavy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Lawrence Fishburne's like a big Pac-Man in a way. He's none but head.
I'm surprised they didn't just have him eat through the whole movie because you can't help but think it anyway.
Yeah, no, Lawrence Fishburne is huge in this movie, and he's one of the things that I did like about this.
Really? Because I didn't like him in this at all.
Why?
Because I thought he was overdoing it with his accent. The idea that they would let him do the stuff he did just didn't float well with me. I'm like, seems kind of implausible, really. And especially like the little con he pulls at the end. I'm like, okay, movie magic here.
Oh yeah, no, because they have him as a guy. I guess what they want in this movie is for you to see how he can relate to Jim Sturgis so much, because Lawrence Fishburne can also count cards, and it's like, man, that man would have been down there on the floor counting cards, getting money, instead of doing what he does.
Yep.
Because he's in a very unthinkable job.
Right.
Everything you guys are saying is true. It's just that it's also artfully done here. I thought it was slick and moved fast. It was fun to watch. It had a great soundtrack. All the actors were good. And even though, sure enough, as you say, Leon, I saw everything that was coming, every trick I knew they were going to pull, and they pulled it, I still stayed entertained because it was so competently made.
See, this is almost like the opposite of our Run Fat Boy Run review.
Yeah.
I tell you, one of the other things that bug me is like they set up the rules early on. It's like, look, we come in, we do our job, we keep a low profile so we're not noticed. And then they start making money, and suddenly goes into like, oh yeah, we would eat at the fanciest restaurants and just buying any clothes. We were dressing like rock stars. And it's like, y'all doing nothing but attracting attention to yourself.
Yeah, well, you laugh now, but let's say a year from now, like whatever happens, spills on Comedy Central, we're making the big bucks. And
Comedy
like,
Central does not pay the big bucks.
Well, we're like South Park, okay? Let's
Okay.
just say. So we're living, you're like, I'd never be that guy, but you'd just be living at the local strip club.
Well, okay. That said, we have no edict to keep a low profile.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I got money, you goddamn right. I'm going to have a stretch limo that's built out of 16 SUVs with a pool in the middle of it.
No, I see his point. Now, in the movie, this is one of the biggest flaws to me. Kevin Spacey's telling them, he says, we're going to go back for one more job. Now, when you get there, keep a low profile. I don't want to see any funny business. And he gets there in the most outlandish costume. He's a cowboy, and not only is he a cowboy, but he's going there playing the role of a cowboy. It's like, yeah, he should have just had a sign.
Have you been to Vegas?
What? But
I've been to Vegas.
No,
I've been to Vegas, and
I-
doing that will make you stand out.
I'm just saying it's not unrealistic. No one's going to go, that guy's faking it.
My point is here is like, I've been to Vegas. I don't count cards, but if I knew that Lawrence Fishburne's head was over there waiting to beat, if I knew he's over there waiting to beat the shit out of me, I wouldn't be in there with my 6-shooters. I got another win.
Picturing his floating head walking around and starring Lawrence Fishburne's head. We couldn't afford to get the rest of him.
But
Plus, it made no sense for Kevin Spacey to go back for that last score.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but like I said, it was one of the things. It was fun in the movie. It worked in the movie. It did. It's part of the whole glitz. It's the necessary for the story here. And while it's cliched, it had reached a point where you're like, well, this is a roller coaster you've been on before, but it's fun to ride.
I was just gonna say real quick, the strip joint is the place you want to go in and be like, "Whoa, I got money!"
Yeah, no,
That's
is
true.
the place.
If there's a place, that's the one to do it.
Say it again.
That's true. If there is a place to do it, that is the one.
You want to put your money out. Yo, bitches, look at me. I got money. Now, you don't want to be in a casino holding up a sign saying, I count cards, yahoo! Which is what Kevin Spacey pretty much did almost.
If you're going, if you got all that money, you want to show off because you want to go to strip club. I'm going to get one of these strippers to blow me. That's going to be the most expensive blowjob you ever had. I mean, you're in fucking Nevada. I mean, what the hell? Just go to the goddamn whorehouse.
I'd go in an alley and just get the homeless woman, which is what I do.
You can call them up to your hotel room. It's a
Yeah.
lot cheaper than getting a blowjob from a stripper.
No, I like mine discount, like going to the dumpster and saying, hey, lady, come here. You need-
And they don't have any teeth, so it's a all-win
It's
situation.
quality versus quantity.
Yep, that's right. The teeth only got in the way for me.
You go to strip club first and imagine the girl you want, and then you go pay $5 for a girl in the alley and keep your eyes closed.
So Corey could go either way for the no teeth thing. Younger
Man,
or older, it works for him.
That's
As
so
long as they
that
don't
that
have
is
any
so
teeth.
nasty. Dumpster diving for sex. That is so bad.
For dummies.
But you know something? I will agree with you. The visual style of this movie, I bought into it. I liked it. I mean, it had a lot of, as you said, for lack of a better word, it's gonna be so gay. It had flair. It had a lot of imagination. I did enjoy that. I mean, it kept me interested. Where the story, you right, just kind of it ran its course. I mean, it did exactly what it was supposed to do, which is not a good thing all the time.
This is one of those movies where the trailer is so much better than the movie. Because seeing the trailer, I think anybody who sees it gets excited about it. And then to watch it play out over the course of its hour and a half or 2 hours, it kind of drags. And to be honest, everything moved. Maybe it was the way it was written or the way it was acted. But it moved in such a way where, like, I was always aware that I was watching a movie. I never got pulled into it.
Fair enough. No, I like I said, I'm the first to admit we've seen this movie before. I just think it's a fun movie to see again, and the style of it. I mean, the camera never stops moving. There's a lot of angles of ways of looking at Vegas I've never seen before, but it is all visual. It is nothing. The story is you're not going to find anything new here.
Well, goddamn, man, how can I argue with you when you agree with me first? I mean, you like Bill Clinton. Shit.
Yeah, no, and I can't really argue with you either. I mean, I think you met what you needed. It didn't really meet what I needed, but we're two different people.
Yeah, this is a matinee for me, but I think part of it is I like this genre and I like Vegas movies a lot. So,
hey, man, there was something else I wanted to bring up about this movie. But anyway, no, I give this movie a matinee. No, I don't give this movie. I give it a high rental.
I give it just a rental. It's not a high rental. It's just a rental.
Well, there you go. You guys suck and I rule.
What'd you say? What'd you give it?
I give it a matinee. I give it a matinee. And I wouldn't even say a high matinee. It's a matinee. It's a film. I was like, yeah, I got the afternoon off and I'm going to pay matinee price to go see a movie. This wouldn't be a bad choice.
Oh, I'm going through this.
I
know, I'm so confused. I mean, because it's like teetering on both of them. I'm just trying to think if I saw.
High rental, low matinee, same difference.
It's all the same. I might as well just say low matinee then. Because, I mean, I really had nothing against this movie. But a testament to really how bland it was to me, I guess. But
it's forgettable. I mean, I'm glad we're reviewing it now because if we had waited another week, I'd be like, "What movie y'all talking about?"
Yeah,
it was nice to see Kevin Spacey do something again where it's not just totally bland and boring, which a lot of his parts have been lately, in my opinion. This was fun watching Kevin Spacey be Kevin Spacey at points, and then once again, Jim Sturgis. I really like this guy. I think he's got a big part ahead of him somewhere. We just don't know what it is yet.
I guess I'm just not on the Jim Sturgis train. Because he didn't do it for me.
I guess the only thing, God damn, I'm being possessed by a duck or something.
Quack! He's quacking up.
Yeah. No, I guess the only thing that would really impress me about it is that I found out that he was British before I got in there. And right before I got in there.
Okay.
And when I saw him playing that role, I was impressed because there was no sign of him being British at all.
Yeah, now, British people can flawlessly do an American accent, as opposed to the opposite.
Exactly.
Now, in the true story, wasn't the real guy Asian?
No, I was saving that. I was going to bring that up because I was going to say the guy that this is based on is Asian, and they have an Asian dude in the movie. I forgot his name, but he's really good. I can't help but think like he was standing behind Jim Sturgis on certain scenes and just pissed, like, you know.
Oh, you know what? I bet it goes even further. I bet they shot the movie, shot several scenes with that guy as the lead actor. And somewhere along the line, they're like, we're never going to sell this with an Asian lead. Oh, don't worry about it. We're just doing this to massage his ego. But it's really going to be about this other white dude.
It'll be in the extras. No, but you can see the meeting, too, where they're like, well, we looked at the movies that do well with Asians in the lead, and unless he's going to get in a giant kung fu fight with everyone in the casino towards the end, then it's not going to sell. And,
well, they could have done that because in the movie, Lawrence Fishburne is beating up people and everything. And I asked the guy who this is based on, I asked him, I said, so, man, did you really get your ass beat? And he's like, well, that's one of the places they took liberties with the movie. So you didn't get your ass beat? No, I didn't.
Right. You know what? He probably counted cards 2 weekends, lost a lot of money on the last one, and that was the end of the story.
No, he was at his dad's bridge club night.
I love that, man. You said unless he gets in a kung fu fight. Do you know karate? No, we can't make this about
Crouching
you.
Tiger hitting Lawrence Fishburne's head.
That's where they took liberties. Can you actually count cards? Well, I do know the difference between diamonds and spades. That's something, right?
Yeah, no, you asked me count cards. Like, yeah, look, 1, 2,
3, 3 cards. Sorry.
Nah, that's cool. No, that's. I guess we're done. Get the fuck out. Yeah, they took so many liberties with this movie. That dude probably couldn't even count cards.